so to our audience out there, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. Okay, the Astronomical Society of Penang this evening. I'm Dr. Derek Lim, and I'll be your host this evening, where we have some very special young guests today for our AstroCafe event of the month. Okay, so some advertising for the ASP first. Okay, if you have not done so, please like Astronomical Society of Penang's Facebook and YouTube page in the links somewhere down below. Okay, and if you so happen to follow our What's Up in the Sky program, okay, which tells you what happens every month, for the month of June this evening, right this very moment, if you step outside and look to the west, you see the moon and the planet Venus very close together. So if you haven't seen it, go have a quick look out the window and then come back to listen to our very talented young participants of the International Astronomy Olympiad for 2019, okay, or IAO 2019 in short. Okay, so and also another quick side note is like next week we also have a Astro Chat that I'll be hosting, and we'll be interviewing a very unique Malaysian astronomy enthusiast by the name of Mr. Fong Keng Yin, or affectionately known as Fonky to most of us in the astronomy groups. Okay, so I think without further ado, and I hope you took a quick peek at Venus and the moon, very pretty. Okay, without further ado, let's get back to our special guest tonight. Okay, joining us today in our Astro Cafe are 5 students, okay, who have participated in the 2019 International Astronomy Olympiad that was held in Piatra, Neamt, Romania. I think that pronunciation is probably correct because I verified it with Google Translate. But
yeah,
how is it? Is it? I think I probably got 80 points, maybe, or maybe 70. Okay, Piatra Neamt, right? Okay, you can tell me.
You say it as Piatra Neamt. Piatra Neamt, something like that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so, and 2019 from, I think, was it 19th October to 27th October? Okay, so this International Astronomy Olympiad is a part of the International Science Olympiads that are held annually. Okay, and the main goal for this Olympiad is not only to help challenge student abilities, including creativity, independent thinking, and imagination, but also to develop stronger ties between the participants and people of like-minded for future collaboration. Okay, so I think that let us now turn the focus to our participants, our guests here. Sorry. So I think that in no particular order, let us listen to their self-introduction a little. Okay. So no particular order. Let's start with Afiq. Please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, your name, what form are you in right now? What school, and what are your aspirations?
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So my name is Afiq Mifdal, and I'm from Selangor. My school is MRSM Kubang Pasu, and right now I am in Form 5. I will take SPM next year. So my aspiration. So my aspiration in astronomy. I first interested in astronomy when I'm in standard 6. When at first we learn about constellation inside the syllabus. So since then I have a very deep interest in astronomy. At first I think like this interest is quite rare, because when the teacher asks the student what is their ambition, and it's very rare to find someone who want to be an astronomer. But when I joined the MyAO, I see like there's a lot of students who have the same interests as I am, and when I actually don't expect that I can go to the international level, but yeah, it's a very big opportunity, and I'm very proud of myself when I can join it to join the
Yes,
global community.
yes, you did. You did go to the international competition in astronomy, so that's a great achievement and a very proud moment
Yes,
for not only
very
yourself and the country. Yes.
yeah, very big
So
achievement.
very good. Yes. So next, let's hear Nur Banin.
Assalamualaikum, hello. My name is Nurbani Natasha binti Muhammad Fairul Aswan. I'm in Form 5 and I'm from Selangor. My school is College Genius at Pintar in UKM. I have always been into astronomy. Ever since I was a child, I used to read books a lot and I was really more fond of physics, astronomy, astrophysics. Joining this competition, I met so many good people and so many people with the same interest. I got to explore a lot of things and learn a lot of things. This competition is really showed me a lot and it really taught me a lot.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that's very nice. So next, Benjamin Kong.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Benjamin Cosming. I am 17 this year. I'm from Selangor also, and I study in the same school as Banin, which is College Genius at Pinta, which is in UKM. So for me, astronomy is more like a hobby for me. It's like something I like to do in my free time. So yeah, I like to. My favorite part about astronomy is, looking at the night sky, constellations, observing, and all that, and also all the new things that are coming out in astronomy. For example, maybe new planets or whatever. Yeah, that's what I am mostly interested in about when I talk about astronomy. Yeah.
Very nice. So the first three participants or guests, okay, we'll call them guests, okay, are actually in what was called the alpha group in the IAO, okay, it's 14 to 15 years old back in 2019, so that's why they're now 17, getting ready for SPM next year. So the next couple of guests are in the beta group, 16 to 18 years old. First one, Mr. Troy Jacquin, please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So I'm now currently studying A levels at Negeri Sembilan. And back in 2019, when I participated in IO representing Malaysia, I was also taking SPM at that time. So it was a very memorable year that time because you got to juggle SPM and the Olympiad at once is quite a challenging task. But it's a very good opportunity, and I really recommend everyone to try it out. When the COVID situation gets better, Malaysia will definitely gonna send more teams, and maybe some of you guys watching this will get to represent Malaysia in one day. And I must tell you that IO really changed your life to the better. In fact, I think that the school that I attend now is a good choice based on like what I did in my past, which includes IO as well. So yeah, I never expected to represent the country also, and you could be the next one. So yeah.
Can I be the next one too? I'm probably too awkward, but I think that you have a particular distinction, didn't you?
Yeah, I was the bronze medalist that year.
Yes, that's right. So very first time Malaysia participated, and we managed a bronze medal from Mr. Choi. So that's a really good accomplishment there. Okay.
It's Malaysia's first medal, but it's not going to be the last. We'll have more future gold medalists.
Definitely. So last but not least, okay, Tan Kai Lun.
Hello.
I
I'm
can see only
from,
your hair.
yeah, sorry
You
for
can.
that because I did surgery on my face. I don't wish to show them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very, okay. So
I can recognize you by
I'm,
your hair.
thank you. I'm
Okay.
from Johor, and the name of my school is SM Kitama Bhutri, and I'm from Kulai. I'm a friend of Jacquin and of the, yeah. I still remember I started to contact with astronomy is from Earth Science Olympiad. That time I'm not that kind of keen in astronomy, but after when I joined the training camp, I remember it's the national training camp of International Science Olympiad with Jacquin, I started to get interested in astronomy. Since then, I follow every Olympiad that is available in Malaysia. So I get know of this Malaysian Astronomy Olympiad. So I started to join from the preliminary round and until the final round. I'm also very surprised that I get into the international level.
Yes, and I think that it's a great achievement for each one of you that you all are able to participate and represent the country and participate. So there is a selection round, right? Like two selection rounds before you all will be selected to represent the country. Okay, and also just kind of some background information. Okay, and I think that for more details, if people like to find out much more details about how Malaysia participated in IAO in 2019, feel free to contact Astronomical Society of Penang, specifically Dr. Chong. Okay, because we had to. I wasn't in the team or anything, so I'm just mainly interviewing. Okay, so what I understand is like there's a company that helped co-organize the um, events leading to the IAO and also help arrange to travel and everything, right? So I think that I think that the company's name is Ardent Educational Sendirian Berhad. So they were also actually very um, important in the country's ability to send our guests here, okay, to IAO 2019 in Romania. Okay, so I think that a lot of us, including myself, I'm very keen to know a little bit more about this astronomy Olympiad. Actually, more from each one of you all personal like experience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you guys questions, okay? But kind of like first question for one, and then second question for next. But if you like to, add to the answer. So first question would be for Afik, for instance. Okay, I'll ask you, and then if say Jacquin or Ben or Kailun or Nur Banin would like to add something, feel free to add in. We'll have like a sort of chatting, an unofficial chat session. So, all right. So Afik, when did you first heard of this International Astronomy Olympiad?
So when I first know when my teacher asked me to join it, um, when I am in MRSM, we have this type of competition. We call it SEM type. It want to train us to, make thesis and some kind of project. So at that time in 2019, I remember there is a lunar eclipse. So I did that project and I won for that competition in my school.
Oh, very nice.
So my teacher assumed me that I'm very interested in astronomy. So when my AO, they send invitation to every school, I think. So my teacher asked me to join it because they think that it's a very good opportunity for me. So that's how I can get in.
Okay, interesting. What about anyone else? Like maybe Banin, Nur Banin. How did you find out about the IAO?
I had an astronomy lab in my school, and the astronomy club was really active. So one of my teachers suggested that we all joined, and uh, five of us tried to join. Actually, started out as many, and then after the second round, there were five of us, and then we worked hard together, and then finally me and Ben got in.
Oh, you and Ben are in the same school, right?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
classmates.
Okay. Oh, nice. So same. Found out the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for me, I didn't know there was a international level competition when I first started because I thought it was just another like Malaysian competition which I could join. So I just joined like at first for the fun of it, and then when I proceeded to the second stage, which was held in Penang, then only I realized that oh, there's an international stage and I could go there. So yeah, that
So
was my experience.
did you regret that, or did you feel cheated?
I think I actually really appreciated the opportunity to be able to go to such an event and meet so many people. So yeah, I was really happy that I stumbled upon it. Yeah.
Yes. I think that it's definitely something great to participate in. So what about let's go with Kailun first. How did you find
Right.
out about IAO?
Actually, I find it by myself for the first round. Because before I was joining the Malaysian Earth Science Olympiad, like I said just now.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Since then, I found that I was interested in astronomy and some kind of physics like that. So I began to search for the Olympiad that is available in Malaysia. So I end up with the Astronomy Olympiad. Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't know that there is an international level at the first time. When I get the info from the Google, then I do my best.
Okay. So everyone's kind of like not really sure that this is actually something international, and then after you
Well,
got hooked in,
I
then
know it was going to be international at the start.
okay, that's good. So how did you find out, Jacquin? Like the
This
IAO.
was not the first time I represented Malaysia. Like
Oh,
in 2018, I represented Malaysia for Earth Science in Thailand. It
Thailand.
was the place. The place was called Kanchanaburi.
Oh, Kanchanaburi. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice place. Nice
So it
place.
was also handled by Ardent Education. So,
Hmm. Okay.
so it's from there then I know about there's also a selection for Astronomy Olympiad. And once you have tried one Olympiad, you definitely will try more Olympiads because it's really an eye opener. And yeah, I don't think anyone will. Everyone would like this opportunity to go there.
Yes. And I think that judging from all your reactions and the rapport we had just before this event started, I can feel that everyone is like, wow, you're almost like a family right now. You went and participate, enjoyed the time, and went through the challenges together. So it kind of we can feel that. So that's very nice.
Yeah, because even before the competition, we had like training camps and training sessions together. So yeah.
Yeah, so you got to know each other a lot, and understand uh, each one another. That's very nice. Yes. So let's go to Nur Banin. Uh, this second question is for you.
Yes.
uh, so what were your feelings of the first and second preliminary rounds of MYAO, which is the kind of like a selection round?
Honestly, I wasn't sure I was gonna pass because I thought I did pretty badly. But before that, I did prepare. I studied a lot about astronomy, but at the time, the questions looked really hard, so I was really nervous. I was quite surprised when I found out I had passed, and I was really happy that Ben is there with me because I was really nervous with all the new people, and at first I felt a bit inferior, but
Okay.
then I realized that everyone is so friendly, and it was such a great experience.
Yes, and I think that your achievement helped build your confidence too. So
Yeah.
it'll make you feel less like uncapable, but actually more believe in yourself more. Right?
Yeah.
So anyone want to add a little bit on your experience on the MYAO 2019? Like anything funny, fun, or like unusual? Or I see. Okay. Ben
I
and
can share
Christina
a funny
laugh.
story during the second selection round.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
in the second selection round, right, there's two sections to it. Okay, the first one is the theoretical round. Okay, and the second round is the practical round. So the practical round involves using a telescope. Like it tests your ability to use the telescope and to find targets on the sky. So that time there was daytime, so the only obvious thing out in the sky is the sun. Okay, so okay,
I know what you want to say already.
yeah, yeah,
I'm waiting with abated breath.
Okay. So I think all of us did quite well. I guess we know how to aim the telescope. We know where the lights come in and where the lights go out. So like let's say a telescope is like this, right? There's a hole here and then there's a base here. So we'll aim the hole to the sky to get the light of the celestial object. That's to the sun lah. So all of us did that, right? And then a funny thing is that one of our team members, right, he also pointed to that direction, but it was the opposite side.
Oh.
But the funny thing is, he still can see something, because the sun is very bright. So the mirror gets heated a bit, and then he can still see a bright shape there. But it's actually right. It's not the sun. It's the white shape is not the sun. It's actually a pebble on the road. So we got a photograph of that.
I know Afik remember this also, the pebble on the road.
So yeah, it's quite a funny thing. But I think the teammate has a very strong theory score, so that's how he get in lah.
Oh, okay, it's one of you.
He's talking about me because I'm the one who pointed to the road. Okay.
All right. So I mean, you did not use the telescope before, or?
Yeah, I didn't. I never used it before. Even I think only a fake telescope in our school.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite normal actually. Like people when they don't understand how a telescope is used, they know, okay, where do I look through? That will be the first question, right? And then when they see a Newtonian, which uses a parabolic mirror, they get all confused. Was it a Newtonian?
Yeah, I think it's a Newtonian
reflector. I feel like it's
reflector. Yeah, it's a reflector.
Oh, it's a reflector, right? Reflector.
Yeah, it's a reflector. That's why it's not so obvious.
Yes, that's right. Because Newton.
And then there's a solar filter. So.
Okay.
Thank you for helping me.
Solar filter observation of pebbles. Okay. I think that. All right. Cool. Yeah, but I mean, all these fun and funny stories are always good memories. So any other things that you guys like to share?
But just to clarify to potential participants out there, you don't need to have a telescope to do well in those tests. because most people don't even have access to even a binocular or telescope. As long as you have a strong basic theory skills in astronomy and you can read up a bit about telescopes, you can sort of make your way through the selection rounds. It doesn't need to have telescopes. Yeah, and I think like all of us don't have like our own telescopes here, right? Like Afi, like Ben. I know Kailun don't have one. So yeah, it's all right to don't have a telescope. You can still represent the country.
Yes, yes, and I think that telescope is not like kind of like you know, you buy the telescope and then you level up and then you can represent the country. It's no such thing, right? Astronomy was done with the naked eye for thousands of years before the invention of the telescope. So most definitely, I think that what Jacquin say is very true and very correct. Okay, so yeah, don't be discouraged if you haven't used or touched a telescope before. So anything else? Anything else? Anything fun? I'm curious. So the preliminary rounds will hold online, right? Was it online or is it at a location? Oh, it must be at a location because of the observation, right?
Yeah, the first round was held. I think there were many centers all around Malaysia. So if you were from Selangor, you would go to a center near Selangor to do the test for the first round. And then the second round, after they have filtered once, it was in Penang. It was in a university. I don't remember the name of the university.
USM.
USM. Yeah, so it was held there. So everyone had to travel to Penang to do the test and the practical test and all that. So yeah, that's how it was done.
Okay, so there was some traveling involved in the second round, right? Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I think that's kind of part of the fun thing there. So and I think that after the selection round was done, 5 of you were the selected people, right? Your 5 of you were selected, and then there was some kind of a field training session at the Pusat Falak Sheikh in Penang. Yeah. What did you all feel about that? Benjamin, let's this question for you. Okay. How did you feel about that training session, that final training?
I felt like that training session was a very a good way to like start really learning about astronomy, because when you look into say an astrophysics book, half of the time you won't understand what the book is saying, because it's like advanced maths which is like above our syllabus, like at that time, cause like for the alpha group we were 15, and then Zechin and Kailun, they were 17 at that time, I think. Yeah, so it was really hard to study by yourself, even with like teachers helping. Sometimes you couldn't understand. So this like camp was a really good way for us to that was the first time I got to meet up with like all the participants which were going to represent Malaysia. And we also had help from one of the trainers. His name was Muhammad Daim.
Yes.
Yeah, he helped train us along with Dr. Chong. So we did a lot of theory work with a few books. Besides that, we also did some sky gazing, like practical, using a telescope and all. But if I wasn't mistaken, at that time, the sky was like really, really, really cloudy, so we couldn't do anything, although we tried. But yeah, that was what I felt about the training camp.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, cloud watching pretty much, right? That pretty much is like 80% of astronomy in Malaysia. Okay, just try not to be too sarcastic there. Okay, so okay, how about the others? Afik, what do you think of the final training?
The place was very nice. It's Pusat Falak Sheikh Tahir, located in Balik Pulau, if I'm not mistaken. So, the place is it's quite isolated, so the light pollution is quite low. So that is my first time seeing going to the real observatory and seeing large telescope inside the dome. So the place was so beautiful, and learning. At first, I was pretty shocked because the Olympiad asks more mathematically, not just the facts. It's more about mathematical solving problem. So at that time, I still in Form 3, so I have to learn, differentiation, calculus early. So it's quite confusing for me because I never learned it before. So when Dr. Chong said that we do a lot of practice, so Dr. Chong said that there's one practice same level to the master level. So we are pretty shocked because it's very high level for us. So, but we did our best to understand and to try solving the problem, because it's more about it's more about problem solving that require a very high thinking skill. It's not only about fact. So you have you need a lot of practices. Yes. And a good
I think
teacher.
yes, that's right. Good teacher and good students. Okay, which means that it helps. It's important for, first of all, the participant to have a very critical, very good critical thinking skills, some solid physics foundation, and you can learn. So I think
Mathematical.
that yes, and math. Yeah. I think this is to me, astronomy is always like one of the unifying sciences, which is well, not one of, actually the penultimate unifying science. It has physics, chemistry, biology, math, everything, right? So I think that it's the I'm biased, of course.
Dr. Ling, I'm going to add something to it as well. So,
Sure.
so for potential participants out there, don't waste your time memorizing useless facts about like the solar system. You don't need to know how many moons does Jupiter has. You don't need to memorize what the orbital period of Halley's Comet or the orbital speed of the ISS. It doesn't help in the Olympiads. Like what Afik say, Olympiad is all about problem solving skills. And sure, knowledge can help just a little bit in like understanding a question a little more, but it cannot get you far. In fact, it doesn't really help at all at the international stage, because it is not it's not a quiz, it's not a competition about knowledge, it's an Olympiad. And what sets Olympiad different from other competition is that it requires a lot of problem solving skills, like what Afik said just now. It doesn't only applies to IAO, to other legitimate science Olympiads out there, like the Maths Olympiad, the Physics Olympiad. They don't test about knowledge. It tests about your problem solving skills. So yeah, just don't waste your time memorizing things that are not important, all right?
Yeah, that's very good advice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I think that there will be very helpful information for potential future participants. Okay. Anyone like to add like interesting experiences during the final training?
I think I can add some.
Anything funny?
Yeah, I strongly agree with what Jacquin said, because we need not to memorize those, not useless, but is when there is no any quiz in IAO, but what you need to memorize is the constellation things in the observational round. The part is my weakness, because I barely contact with the night sky, because I'm living in urban area. So, but thank God, thanks to the Jacquin, he bring me to stargazing before with his mom. I'm really happy with that session, that interaction with my friends. Like, Jacquin is always my best friend. And also, we need to concur with maths. So I use your time with maths instead of like taking the book and read and read and read. So do more exercise, like what Jacquin said just now.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, so yes, I think mainly more important to be able to apply your knowledge, right? With the math combined with physics and possibly some chemistry and biology. Okay, good information. Let's move on to the next question. This time, Jacquin. So, when you arrive in Romania, okay, what was your impression about the place? I'm not going to try to pronounce it again because I know I'm going to destroy it. So I'll let you guys who've heard it many times pronounce it the right way. Okay.
Okay, so when we first got off the plane, right, it's very cold. It's very cold.
That is true.
What was the latitude of Romania again? I cannot.
40 something.
40 something.
40 something. Huh? 40
45.
something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably in October. It's almost turning late fall, right? Late fall, mid to late fall. Yeah, middle of fall, middle of summer, autumn season.
Yeah. So when we first got there, it was very cold, and the airport that we arrived, right, it was very foggy. If you
Yes, correct.
very foggy. I think we just, it feels like we went some place that is alien to us. We have never seen such fogginess. I don't think I will ever see such fogginess in my life also. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Was it scary then? Was it kind of scary?
Foggy. Yeah. And I mean, for the whole Romania, it was like that. Like foggy, cold. You cannot beat Malaysia. Malaysia has the best weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the clouds at night.
But during the afternoon is quite. I mean, I still can sweat in the afternoon. Like during the afternoon, I don't think there is that cold. Yeah.
I mean, in the midday, then it's quite warm, because there's no clouds in Romania. I don't know why there's basically no clouds. There's only fog. There's no clouds.
No clouds? You mean in the sky?
Yeah, like
but it's foggy in the ground, but there's no clouds in the sky.
Yeah, it's a very foggy ground, and there's no cloud. Like when we go for excursions, when we go for observation rounds, there's no clouds at all, which is very nice. Like during the observation round.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Probably in a valley or something, perhaps. But later we'll have a look through some of the photos, and we'll, I'll have you explain all the stuff there. So, what about the others? Maybe Nurbanin, anything to share? Impressions?
I think what I loved the most about Romania was the culture. I remember they took us to a lot of schools, and they would have many activities, and they would serve like bread, traditional bread, and there were traditional food, and the food was different from Malaysia. I had to take the vegetarian food, but it tasted quite different and yummy. And the place was beautiful. It was beautiful. The trees. I remember we went to a lake together, like a whole trip. I think there are some photos there.
Yes. Later, we can look at the photos in a bit.
All right, let's go through the. I'm gonna disagree with Bani on this. The food there is really, it's not good. Let's ask.
What? It's good.
Let's ask Benjamin. Like the food.
Okay. Compared to Malaysian food, their food is very bland compared to Malaysian food, because like in Malaysia it's spicy, it's there's a lot of spices and all that, but in Romania it's more like salt and pepper, and so if you've been living in Malaysia for the whole 10 plus years and you've been eating Malaysian food, when you go there it's a really different kind of flavor profile from what you expected,
But some of them are delicious though. I
like the cake. Romanian cake is so yummy.
I like the traditional food. They call it salmale. I think.
Are you sure?
How to pronounce it. It's a vegetarian food. Salmale.
Yeah. That was okay. That was a rare exception to it, Yeah. But the rest is usually, Romanians. I don't think they know that like spice exists. I don't think they never tasted sambal before.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much sums up a lot of the European foods. But yeah, I think that Nur Banin, Afik, and was it Ben? Yeah, who? Oh, sorry, probably not you. Jacquin, can appreciate some of the, what was it called again? That food? Afik, the vegetarian.
Salmale.
So
Salmale.
I won't try to pronounce
I don't know how to pronounce it.
What is it made of? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, is it like?
It's, I don't know. It just mix of vegetable. I'm not really sure about that.
Not really sure. Okay, but just taste pretty.
Yeah,
good.
it tastes good.
Okay.
Ew.
Okay, some disagreement. That's all right. So okay, Kai Lun, let's go to the next question. So how do you find the questions in the theoretical, observational, and practical rounds in the actual?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You mean in IAO?
Yeah, in the IAO. Yeah.
Okay, actually, I need to talk some about this. Okay, for me, I prepare well for in Malaysia, but there is one thing I need to say to all future participants. You cannot bring your playful mood. I mean, like when you go there, you need to seriously treating your as a competition. Because when I go there, I was like playing around, like go around with I mean like I didn't treat the thing so seriously. So it ended up with like a bad result. Yeah. So in theoretical round, I still remember there is the format is like more like given by Antridain. Antridain also gave us the same format like in IO for us to do. A I found some English terms, they not terms, I mean the sentence structure is not really understandable by me. Okay, and for practical is more easier than theoretical for me because it's like data analysis, it's more to logical solving. For observational round, it's some kind of my fault because I didn't prepare it well. Yeah, there's things that need to avoid when you go to international level. You need to treat the thing so seriously. Like it's only one of the chance. So you cannot like playing around or like. Of course, you can make friends. Yeah, and like Jonah, and of course you can like mingle with other person. But at the time you are doing the exam, you need to be study with your your seriousness. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's an interesting comment, and yeah, I think so. I used to be in the IOA for 1 year, and I helped training too. But yeah, I did notice that in the IOAA also there's there's a feeling of like it's a holiday, and then student participants can get a bit carried away. But I mean, anyone else want to share their experience too? Like what you think about this?
I think to add on to what Kailun said, right, there was actually 3 rounds for IAO. So there was theoretical round, practical round, and observational round. If I remember correctly, theoretical round and practical round each last 5 hours, right?
Like 4 hours.
4 hours, like around there. It's quite a long time. It's going to be a one of your longest exams out there. So
yeah.
Very practical. You won't have time to finish and check. Okay, if you can finish and check, you deserve a gold medalist. You can go on and break the national record for it.
Yeah, because the highest mark is only 60, right?
Yeah, so treat it seriously. If you get into the team, you're basically representing Malaysia. So you can make friends. Yeah, you definitely can make friends. the friends you make, you will meet later in the future. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, a lot of handsome guys.
Okay. We'll get to that comment later. What about Nurbanin then? I mean, like, what you think about the questions?
The questions, okay, they were really hard. I didn't expect that. I have a tip for future participants. If there are any discoveries or events that happened that year, it might come out in the exam, in the IO competition itself. Like, I remember that year we had a black hole image, I think, that year. So we studied a lot about that before. But I don't remember if it actually went out. Did it come out?
No, it didn't come out. The other one come out. I think UI Scooty. Was it a recent discovery?
UI Scooty.
I'm not sure about that one, but sometimes it will come out in the exam.
Yes, that's kind of pretty typical. Yeah, the newest findings. I think one of the years was the cosmic microwave background radiation or something like that. Yeah, many years ago. Yeah. Okay, but that's very good comment. Benjamin, what's your feeling?
To me, the test itself, especially the theoretical round, if I'm not mistaken, was that round. Yeah, that round was very hard, and even for the practical round, I like wrote something on the paper like to answer the question, but I don't think it made sense to whoever marked it because like when you join these Olympiads, you can't expect like usually except for geniuses, whoever you are out there, you can't expect yourself to know everything that is going to come out. There's probably like at least one or two things that you don't know. For me, it was a bit more than that, but the test itself was really hard. But my only advice is like don't leave anything blank, and this was advice given by all the trainers at the time also. So like even if you don't understand the question or you don't know the solution to it, um, still at least try to do it with whatever knowledge you have. Try to relate like any equations you know, relate it to the question. So it's a lot of understanding and using what you have learned to your advantage. And for the observational round, the observational round, um, you should really spend like since you're there for a week, you should really spend the nights like looking at the sky, because once you travel to like almost the other side of the world, the sky is very different. And at that time, I was really confused because in Malaysia, when you look at the sky, there's only like these few stars of the more common constellations. And when you go to Romania, especially at Piatra, it was very like clear. So there were like many more stars compared to what we've seen in Malaysia before. So it was a very in a sense it was very confusing, but yeah, that's part of the competition now.
Yeah, there's a different latitude. So you suddenly have Polaris really high up, and then circumpolar constellations, and then you just start to get lost in there. You get disoriented, I think, basically. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's very good advice. Yes. And Afik, what about you? What's your thoughts?
For the theoretical and practical round, it was I don't know. The question is very hard, to be honest. I remember when we get out from the what we call the exam hall, there's one or two students who cry. So I feel like, yeah, it's very hard, especially the language of the paper, because the IAO is actually organized by the Russian, if I'm not mistaken. So I think like the English is directly translate something like that. So it's sometimes it's take a lot time to understand what they say. But the most memorable thing is the observational round. I remember that is the most clearest sky I ever seen in my life. It was so beautiful. But that night, it was so cool. So I was shivering when pointing my telescope, and the question is so random. So you have to remember all the position of planets during exactly at that night, so you can point it. So I don't know. It was so cool. So I can't concentrate. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the night sky is very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to add to that also. So like Banin, Ben, Afik, they all say the test is really, really hard. And it is very, very hard, you know. And in fact, all three of them are from like very top schools, you know. Like Ben and Banin is from Pomata, is Genius Tinta, which is like the school for talented people in Malaysia. And Afik is uh, like yeah, like even the national genius people say it's hard. You cannot imagine how hard it's gonna be. Yeah, so yeah, just take it very seriously.
Yeah, I think that the key goal for all these questions is not to kind of like say, oh, how, you know, we have this ivory tower that you must be able to climb or something. It's more like, what do you know about it? You know, and then that's why what Ben said, I think, is very important. That is, you write everything down that you think, you know, based on your physical intuition, your mathematical understanding, drawing the connections between them, write it down, and then see how to connect the concepts, the dots, and everything. And then possibly, you know, I don't know how it's done in IAO, but for the IOAA, we can fight for say, oh, look, he understood this point. So you have to give him back the score, you know, and then we can go to the graders, and then they'll say, oh, yeah, that's right. You got, okay, you get another few points, you know, and then we'll try to creep you guys to the gold medal and stuff like that.
I think in IO there's also the this what's it called again? Like the round for fighting marks.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. There was. Dr. Chong like told us like, for I don't remember whose paper. There were many like parts in which like we wrote something which like maybe it's like a tiny part of the solution itself, which got us like maybe like 1 or 2 marks. So yeah, that also happens in the IAO.
Yes. Okay, that's yeah. I think that's an important point because and the key thing here is kind of to tell the grader or the evaluator what you know about the concept, and then when they kind of relate your answers to the question, maybe they say, oh yeah, this student has some unique perspectives or something, and I think that's kind of part of the fun for the evaluator side too, to see all the different ideas and say, oh wow, this student come up with maybe a different perspective from what many sees.
And Dr. Lim, add to that, right? Like in IO, every single point is very, very important because once you normalize the marks into a 100-point scale, the absolute winner for that year only get like 60 something marks. If like I can verify this, I remember correctly, right? It's 60 something marks, right?
For beta, it was 60 something. For alpha, it was 50 something only.
Yeah.
The Indian guys.
Out of 100, like they normalize the mark into a 100-point scale. The winner is only like 50 or 60. So every single point is super important.
Yes, because the margins are so tiny. After they normalize, basically take the score and divide by the top score, or actually maybe not the top score, but like kind of we look to see where there's a kind of a differentiating point, and then we kind of draw the line right there, and then divide by that number, normalize by that number. Usually, I forgot the year I think that it wasn't the top score that was normalized. It was like the second or third highest score, something like that. Yeah, because I think the top score was like extraordinary or something. So yeah, that's an interesting point to make. So anything else you all want to add? I mean, like in terms of the technical side, okay? Because I think that let's go to sharing some photos, and we'll talk about the photos a bit. Yeah, but any additional technical stuff that you all would like to
Can I add some?
Sure. Yes.
Because for the IAO, it is very important to have at least one friend or two friends that act as a companion to help you to study, because during the training camp, like when you yourself can able to solve the problems, at least you have a friend, a second brain to think. So it is very important to the cooperation between you and your friend, but it is not encouraged for you to study in group, because sometimes they will affect your thinking skills. But at least one friends or two friends are needed for you, like to discuss the answer or discuss the question based on their understanding. So it is very important to work in 2 or 3% like that. Yeah, like the
To add to that, right? If you ever make it to the national team, you shouldn't rely on the training. Like you cannot only depend on the training. Like I think all of us can agree to that. You need a lot. By a lot, I mean a lot of independent study and effort to really perform well at that stage. It's not going to be an easy journey.
Yes, but nevertheless a rewarding one, right? Okay, so let's have a look at some photos, and then we'll kind of wrap it up with some additional final thoughts. Okay, so I'm gonna present my screen here. Let's see. Let's come over to this. Okay, so I don't know who. I think I took a lot of. I took all of Jacquin's photos. I'm sorry. I without realizing it. Okay, so no, it was like a blindfold. I was like scrolling through all the photos and just select. So maybe he has all the photos that everyone else has. Okay, so is this the lake that you're talking about? No Banin?
Yeah, this is one of them. We visited a few actually.
Okay. A sea?
No, just a big lake, a very big lake.
A very big lake. So this is the big lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What's it called? It's very pretty. Yeah? You can see the reflections and everything. And if it's the right direction, I think that a lot of people who like to take photos of the stars will be having a field day with this. Yeah.
I've already forgotten.
Forgotten the
Does
name of the
anybody
lake?
else
Okay.
remember?
No? That's okay. Yeah, I think it's a very pretty picture.
I think this place was called Lachurosu or something. It was one of our trips which we went near to the border of Hungary, I think, the border between Romania and Hungary, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was one of the trips we went on during.
I think it's Moldova.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's okay. I thought maybe it'll bring up some memories. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Okay, so I think this is the start of the trip, right? That's when, first of all, everyone still looked young and excited before the disaster. Well, it's not a disaster, but before the adventure, right?
Fadila. Fadila. Oh my God. Sorry.
Oh, what happened?
No, just remind me of her.
Oh.
So Fadila is the representative from the Ardent Education.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
She handled logistics.
She handled the fees.
Oh, that's her right there. Okay. All right, and then that's okay, I see that's Benjamin, and then okay, the parents. So the your mom, right? Benjamin. Is it?
Yeah, my mom followed us to the competition as I forgot what she was. It's like she went there just to follow and to like overwatch the competition. Like she would follow us to all the trips and all, but she wasn't involved in like any marking or anything. Yeah.
Understand. Observer.
Yeah, observer. Yes, that's what they call.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, it's normal for parents to join trips. Also, I think that in some of the previous events too, the parents that joined. Yeah. Okay. So after the Harry, okay. This is what's this?
Opening ceremony.
This is the opening ceremony. So it's in this kind of. It looks like a gymnasium. Or stadium of some sort, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this was a stadium. Yeah, it was a stadium where they set up a stage. So this was like on the first or second day after we arrived at the location, and it really was very like a very nice welcome for us. I felt because there were like performances and this traditional Romanian dance which we all joined at that time. So yeah, this was a very nice welcome.
Yeah. So you all get to participate in and learn about their local culture too. Is that right? Like.
Like during one of the Romanian dances, right? I think we joined in also, right? Like all of the participants, we just joined into the dance.
Yeah, we joined in because at that time we had facilitators which were studying in Piatra Neamt. Their names were like Alexandru and Lucina. Yeah, so they were there. So when they started dancing this traditional dance, it was like more like a line dance. They asked us to join, so we went in and like joined with them. Although we didn't know, we like really know how to dance, we still joined. So
okay, too bad.
Very nice experience.
Too bad we have the coronavirus. Otherwise, I'll get you guys all in a hall, and then you do the Romanian dance for all of the audience to see. Okay. So okay, let's go to the next photo here. Okay, I see Dr. Chong, Afik. That's no, Banin. You're not in the photo, are you?
I came in at a different time. Like I came on the first day. I didn't come with them.
Oh, right. I think I saw one of the photos of you. Maybe I can show it later. It's you and Dr. Chong, but it's a little bit small, so a little bit grainy and kind of hard to see. So is that the name of the airport there? Is that
Henry Coanda?
Is that the
if
name?
I'm not mistaken, this was the airport at the like
Bucharest.
At Bucharest, was it? Yeah, it was at Bucharest, which was the main city of Romania. So we landed there, and we had to take a like bus, some sort of shuttle to get to Piatra Neamt. Because it was a small town and there wasn't an airport like at that town. So
I just searched it, and Henry Coanda is a Romanian airport, but it's not in Piatra Neamt. So yeah, we need to take the bus from there.
Right. Okay, interesting. So okay, weather doesn't look too cold though. Looks okay, I think.
Yeah, it was noon. It was okay, but we all have our jackets ready, like because it could turn cold very short time.
Yes. I see Dr. Chong with his jacket. I think is that Kai Lun. Okay, looking like a soccer referee or something. Okay. Well, where I saw this picture, I thought, wow, this is a very beautiful place. Is this one of your trips?
Yes, I think it's national park. Something, but the scenery was very good. You can see there is stream, river down there. Yeah.
Did you take this picture, Jacquin?
Yeah, I took this picture.
Oh, you took this picture. Oh, it's a nice picture. Yeah. So some kind of sightseeing trip too. Okay. anyone explain to me this photo really quick?
Gary Love. Okay, actually, he's the president.
The president.
He's the president of IAO.
IAO, right?
The header. And Jacquin with the medal. Yeah, he's the only one who got the medals. Do you saw the medal?
Oh, yes, I see the medal.
Shining over there.
And
Bling,
that certificate, right, the bling bling medal.
Yeah.
And that green certificate is what's, saying that he got the bronze medal or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, very nice.
But no Fadila here.
So this was like, I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Okay. And then finally we have Nur Banin in the photo. Okay. This is at the end of the event, right? Towards the end of the event, I presume?
Yeah, this photo was taken after the prize giving ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was after all the exams and all, then only we took this photo.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I get all the timelines I messed up here. So, okay, let's go next photo. Oh, yeah, explain this to me. I was just wondering what's going on.
It's very tired.
Right. There's a time difference, isn't it?
Okay. I didn't expect you to choose this photo. So
Right.
it's actually a very funny photo because all of us, this is during the prize giving ceremony, and they haven't started for a long time. So we were like the whole line of Malaysians just went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
I think it's Fadila.
who took the photo then? Or someone just pretended to sleep and take a photo.
No, not me.
The only evidence is you. It points to you. You're right next to the camera. Right. Okay. So just everyone being tired, right? Not listening to boring lectures or something over there. Okay. Is this the is that the fog you're talking about earlier?
Okay, this is I think this is the best condition really. This is nothing compared to the first day we came. Yeah. This is just
outside of our room, right?
Yeah, this is just outside of our hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically stay in like the tallest building in Piatra, I guess. Is it?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we stayed there for the whole week. Yeah.
For the whole event, right?
Yeah, for the whole event. So this is the view outside our room. Yeah. So it's a very good accommodation, I can say.
I think that maybe for the sake of the viewers, can you explain a little bit too, like the process? Like you all will have to separate with your with the team leaders, right? Like with Dr. Chong and who else were the team leaders there?
Miss Fadila was one of the team leaders also.
Fadila and Dr. Chong, you all had to like go your separate ways, right? So students will stay in a location. The participants will stay in a location, and then the team leaders will stay at another location. Is that correct?
We were all staying in the same hotel because that was the only hotel in Piatra Neamt. So the whole hotel was booked for IAO participants and a few other guests that were there. So we were given like rooms. Usually, like I was roommates with Afiq and Zechin was roommates with Kailun. So we were given rooms, and it was a hotel and we were given rooms. So like every time we want to meet each other, we could just go to the lobby or could go to each other's rooms. So yeah, it really felt like a vacation in a sense.
Yeah, and also you can ask the other teams question that you don't understand. You can go to their room and study together.
Yeah. After the giving I think we had a party in the Koreans' room, and like all of the countries are inside. I think most of the countries are inside.
Except me is not inside.
The Koreans are really popular, right? Is it the K-pop thing or?
Yeah, they did like a K-pop singing performance, which was quite nice because during the IO, all the teams need to perform also.
Okay. What did you all perform?
Hey, you guys should say it right. Not
So,
throwing the question to me.
We are
Rasa
not well
sayang.
You want
prepared.
to share?
So we just sing the Rasa Sayang
ah,
song.
And also
yeah,
the what the video that we present is the monkey one. I don't remember that.
Tourism Malaysia.
Something like
video.
that.
Yeah, and Jacquin explain all the every single picture inside the video.
Yeah, in Kailan also. We basically did an advertisement for Tourism Malaysia lah.
It's not our
Well,
effort. We just find from YouTube though.
that's
We
a
need
good
to
idea.
like prepare something for the competition. They are very they're using their sincerity to prepare the competition the presentation for us. Yeah, so the next batch I think they should prepare some at least presentation or some persembahan for them.
Hmm. Yes, yes. I think it's very similar to the IOAA as well. But did you all have, like access to Dr. Chong at all during the event, or you all have to be separated?
I think like during the competition day, we cannot. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure whether this is ISO or IO, but our phones got confiscated. Is it IO?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
our phone got confiscated on the day of the competition itself because Dr. Chong, with all the other like professors who went from other countries, they all like inspected the papers that we were going to take, so they could like see if there were any like wrongs or any like slip ups that they did when making the paper. So for like a day, we couldn't use our phones like before the competition. So yeah, that was the only time we couldn't really like talk to Dr. Chong. Besides that, we met Dr. Chong almost every day during the
Okay.
competition. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's kind of similar. Yeah, kind of similar. Yeah, yeah. I think almost all the competitions, all the Olympiads are like that. Okay, that's interesting. All right.
Yeah, and
Let's
also
see.
like during the inspection day or something they call it, like each country is allowed to translate the paper into their native language. First, so like the Chinese, the Indians, Sri Lankans, and like the Italians, they will translate them to their native language. But we didn't lah. We only translated one word, I think.
Oh, I know the discussion. Oh my God! You know, the English of the question is not like very understandable for us, but the Dr. Chon only translated the dispersion. You know the term dispersion of the Hubble constant. I remember it's the Hubble constant. So I don't think it's like very useful. So maybe the team leader should maybe consider about the language of the question. Yeah, should consider also.
But I think I'm not sure about this. Maybe I should ask Afiq and Bani about this. But I think even if you translate it to Malay, right, I think we won't understand it even more. Like all the technical terms in Malay, like how do you say what Hubble, what dispersion of Hubble constant in Malay? Yeah. So,
Because
I
I
think
also because most of the science student will take the science course, learn physics in English, so we are not so familiar with the Malay term.
Yeah, correct.
even during training, we learned in English, so I think it's more comfortable to answer the questions in English.
Yes. But sometimes their English is Russian English.
I think they directly
international.
translate from the
Yeah,
Russian.
yeah, that's what
So
I
it's a
mean.
bit hard to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean though.
That's why it's quite hard to understand.
You want to
I
feel about
think
it?
I think Dr. Lim is lagging and he doesn't know it.
Are
Doctor,
you okay, Dr. Chong?
you're lagging a bit. Maybe
Doctor.
Dr. Chong can help us a bit.
He is eating nasi kandar though, I guess. Afiq, don't laugh. The next one is you. Afiq. Afiq, do you remember the Rapunzel?
Not really.
The Rapunzel, the woman with the hair like the Rapunzel.
Okay,
That you
never mind.
love.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Dr. Chong.
No, I'm Michael here. Okay, so I'm from ASP. So while we wait for Derek, so maybe we can try to answer some of the questions from the audience. Okay,
okay.
Okay, so I think a lot of people they're asking how to enroll in IAO. So I think we have talked about that earlier, right? So some of you are enrolling through the school clubs.
Hello.
And then some are.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he's back. Okay, never mind. We continue with the question first. So
Okay,
and then
yeah.
others.
Yeah, I'm back to
sorry,
using
Derek.
my laptop. So maybe the audio.
Yeah. So since I think you have to switch back to the presentation.
Switch back to what? Sorry.
Your presentation, your slide.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so I have one question here from Emma. So what are your routine at home while preparing for IAO? So when you are already in the IAO, so what do you do every day on an everyday basis in preparation for the competition?
If you're preparing, like if you're already preparing for the competition, you should like take away a bit of your time every day, maybe like an hour or maybe like 30 minutes also. Just take some time to do practices and go through the syllabus, especially because when you are getting ready for the Olympiad, you will really like look through a lot of things that are very hard to understand. So you should really try to spend some time every day to understand like maybe some equations, maybe some theories, because those are the things that will help you to like gain points when you enter the competition.
How about others? What do you do?
Can I add? So I think every day you should spend at least a minimum of 1 hour either reading books or doing mathematical practices involving astronomy. I know the questions are going to be very intimidating, so the best thing to do is understand the basics first. Understand the basics of the math and how it works, and then you will be able to understand the harder questions. Past papers are really, you have to study that. You have to study the past papers, that's for sure. You have to try solving the questions there, at least a minimum of 1 hour a day. But it's enough because the whole competition takes around you have 1 year or so to prepare.
Yeah, and to add to that, right, there's a few resources that you can find online. Like you can go for some PDF websites and you can download some astronomy textbooks to read. And some of the good resources are like the Principles of Astronomy and Fundamental Astronomy. Fundamental Astronomy was written by Finnish people, so it is quite a good book. But you don't need to digest the whole thing to perform well. In fact, you only need a few selected chapters to perform well. And another really good book is the Fundamentals of Astronomy, a Guide to Olympiads, which is written by a past IAO participant, Flavio Salvati. He's studying in Cambridge now as a physics undergraduate, but he wrote a book specifically to prepare for Astronomy Olympiad. And I reviewed the book before, and it's really, really good and really, really suitable to help in your preparation. So if you are really serious about it, I think you can consider buying his book.
So basically, all this preparation is just like you are going for another subject in the exam. So you just treat it like an exam paper. You just spend some time, just like how you are going to prepare for your physics, your maths, and all that. So it's just like another subject in astronomy.
It will be a very big subject.
Okay, so
so
there's another question from this is toward Jacquin from Jenny Wong. Can you quote one real life example problem solving skill during your IAO?
Real life example of a problem solving skill that I use in IAO. Okay, so actually a lot of problems that we solve in IO, right, we can extend it to the real life. So I think one of the examples is that in the practical, right, if I remember correct, I'm not sure whether Alpha had this question. It was about the area swept by a comet or something. Or Kailun, do you remember?
Yeah, asteroid. It's the
Yeah,
asteroid.
it was area covered by an asteroid. This is more like a mathematical skill, like
Kepler second law.
so instead of grinding through the numbers and all those things, right, you need to somehow get hold of a physical quantity, and one of the ways to do that is to get the area of the orbit through a graph. So instead of crunching through the numbers, you can just draw the graph out of it, and then you just estimate the area through a mathematical analysis. And I think this counts as a real life example in a way that you don't need to solve a number problem. You don't need to use numbers. Sometimes there can be creative ways to solve problem as well. And luckily, I did quite well in that question. So I think that was one of the reasons I get the bronze, because I almost scored a full score for that problem in practical. So yeah.
Okay, so say one question from White Gun. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. So he's asking what is the minimum age for the IAO?
I think
It's meant for high school, right? Because he is 10 years old.
14 to 15 for the alpha group and 16 to 18 for beta. So 14 should be the answer. Okay, but I think if they like a more accurate answer, maybe you can verify with Dr. Chong or something. But the information I have is 14 years old.
If I'm not mistaken, you can join the Malaysian Astronomy Olympiad when you are 13, and if you really got through, then you will like be eligible to join the International Olympiad, which will be held the next year after taking the Malaysian Astronomy Olympiad. So when you're Form 1, you can try the Malaysian Astronomy Olympiad first.
Yeah. The first round is like 1 year before. So I took IAO in my Form 5, but the first round is in Form 4. So it's a long process there.
Okay, so another question from Eugenia. Were you nervous when you enter the international competition? Because looks like some of you didn't realize it's go international. So by the time you know you are going international, do you feel nervous?
Okay, so for me, when I first found out about it, that I got to the international level, I was very happy because I was thinking, wow, I got a trip to Romania, and like after that, when Dr. Chong started contacting me and I was with Banin and we started studying, then I realized, oh no, this is going to be a very tough, like it's going to be a very tough competition to be in. So I feel like nervous is like a part of it. Like if you're not nervous, then you probably like you're doing something wrong if you aren't nervous, because all these Olympiads, they really test like the limits of what you can do. And I feel like I was nervous, especially when I realized like, oh, it was a week before the competition. Then I was like, oh no, I'm really nervous. I feel like I haven't done enough and all that. So yeah, definitely I felt nervous. But besides that, don't let those like nervous, scared to like overcome your overall experience, because being at the Olympiad isn't only about the test, but it's also about like all the people who you meet there which have like the same interests as you. So it's like it's not every day you go to this place and there's people from all around the world which share the exact same like interest as you, maybe a hobby or anything. So it's a very it's a very different experience for everyone. So it's okay to be nervous, but just try to socialize, try to like be close with your teammates, and it'll get you through it very easily.
So anybody else would like to share their thought?
I think I can share a bit about that. Okay, pertaining to the nervous, the first thing I get to know I get into IAO is excited. Yeah, it's really excited because it's a very good chance and it's a very rare chance for for you to join in an international level. So the first thing you need to get rid of is the nervousness. Of course, you need to. Of course, you will feel nervous. This I strongly agree with what Benjamin said. I mean, you should feel nervous, but at the time when you're preparing for the exam, you should like don't let your nervousness overtaking you. And also like focusing on the mathematical approach on solving problems that like and Bunny said. So don't think too much for the like other things that you want to getting a medal. Yeah, this is what you want to focus on, because I really regretful because I didn't do very well and I didn't perform my best level during the IAO. So don't get yourself regret. Like you only live once. Do your best.
Okay, so we have a question from the big Mr. Daim, Abang Daim. How did you use your platform as an Olympian for your future endeavor? Did your experience in IAO help?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
How did you use your platform as an Olympian for your future endeavor? Did your experience in IAO helps?
Okay,
Or
so
do you have any plan for a career in astronomy?
before I answer this question, I really need to thank Abang Daim for training us. Really grateful to you. Like shout out to you. I think the only reason we can like at least perform at some level is because of like the time you invested on us. So thank you to that, right? And so for the question, right, I think one of the reasons that I can get a scholarship to the school that I am now is the IAO. So IAO is actually very can only send a limited number of people. Like there's selection rounds to it. It's not like if you at the country you can just sign up for it. No, you need to go through a selection process for it. So once you get something out of it, it's a credential that you can take to apply for your tertiary education, to apply for scholarships, even when you apply for some good universities. IO really helps a lot. So yeah.
I very agree on what Jacquin said because I'm the one who are applying to University of Washington because I'm applying for the engineering undeclared and also my minor with maybe psychology and also or astronomy because there is no astrophysics during undergraduate section. So how my IAO experience helped me because during the application platform, they will ask for your achievement. So submit your achievement in the university applying platform. It will definitely help you in getting not only in astronomy career, but also in engineering and also mathematics careers. So don't get so worried about that the specific career that you will choose. So because the credential, I mean the certificate, and your experience will help you in like engineering or something. That's very very good when you go, especially studying in overseas. Yeah.
So how about Bamin, Afiq? Any any things and from the experience of the IAO that changed your whole life after that or
I always interested in astronomy, so when I joined IO, yeah, before this I feel like astronomy is more about fact, and now it's more about mathematical. So yeah, because I'm very interested in pursuing astronomy and astrophysics in university. So IO helped so much for me to figure out what will I learn, what kind of course that I will take in the future.
For me, I actually think the IAO experience, it helped me a lot in my math and all, because I really want to take engineering, and the experience has actually taught me how to sharpen my mind and do maths more, and I can understand astrophysics, physics, engineering more easily because I had training. So it's actually a really good experience that everybody should do.
So as I heard from Jacquin just now, he is the second time representing the country, right? So I think the others four of you, do you have any experience in other Olympiads? Or this is the first time ever and the only experience with any form of Olympiads?
I've joined a lot of mathematics Olympiad, but this is the first time I got to the international level. Yeah.
So what do you think about the difference between a mathematics Olympiad and an astronomy Olympiad? Since you have experience in both.
The question is very different because astronomy Olympiad is more about astronomy and mathematical is more about pure math. So yeah. It's very different.
Okay, so yeah, any add-on?
Yeah, because just now you asked about the other Olympiad, right? At the beginning, I have mentioned about the Earth Science Olympiad. Yeah, that the Olympiad that I get interested in astronomy, because initially the Earth Science Olympiad is more focusing on geology, is more focusing on like oceanography, something like that. But the time is really like different because Earth Science Olympiad is more to right, Jacquin A is more to facts, right? Like the rocks. Do you remember? Do you remember the question?
But it's also about application lah. They won't ask you like, what is this? I mean, they will ask this rock because you need to know how to identify the rock and all those things lah. But they won't be like super factual questions where you can just ask and then answer. There won't be questions that is Googleable. There won't be questions like that. Even for Astronomy Olympiad or all the legitimate Olympiads out there, there won't be questions that are Googleable.
Yes, that's the hardest part.
Okay, so this question I think I'm not sure whether Derek can answer because it seems like not all the school are aware about this IAO. So I wonder whether the company who are responsible for this, do they actually send out the information to all the school or just selected schools?
I think they should have sent out to all the schools, but it depends on whether the school really takes the initiative to make the announcement to everyone.
Correct.
Because my school received a letter. I don't think my school is a very remarkable school on a national level. But my school, yeah, I compared to other schools out there. So what my school did was they take the initiative to make an announcement to the students, and yeah, that's how I get to know about this. And also, if I'm not mistaken, all the schools have access to the KPM website for their internal workings or something. When they need to data logs and all those things. And in the website, there will be billboards and all those things. And if I remember correctly, there will be like some notice that there's this competition out there. So all schools should have this knowledge already about the competition that is available. It is whether the school has the initiative to let the students know. And this is why I'm grateful to my school, SSI. Thank you, SMK Sultan Ismail. So if your school does not have the initiative to do that, you can go online and find yourself. You can search for Malaysian Science Olympiads, search for astronomy, earth science, linguistics, informatics, mathematics, physics. Yeah. So if people don't take the initiative for you, you should take the initiative for yourself.
Okay, so I think I pass back to you, Derek.
Yeah, okay. I think that those are very informative and helpful answers to any future potential participants and the listeners, the guests who are listening in, proud family members and friends. Yes, so I think that we're almost reaching the end of the time here. So I think before we run away, let us have some final thoughts from each and every one of our guests. Okay, starting with Afik. Okay, so what share with us like your final thoughts on this IAO 2019. Your what did you gain from it, and how would you?
Yeah. I think the most important thing is the experience. So you just have to try your best, and yeah, and the trainings is the most important. Yeah, but the experience is the best things from the IAO.
Okay, Banin?
I think that if you like astronomy and you have a great passion towards it, you can just go for it. Don't be afraid to try. I know it looks hard, but with a lot of training and you have to trust yourself, you can definitely do it.
Okay, very nice thoughts. Benjamin?
For me, I think you should, to whoever who is interested in Astronomy Olympiad or any other Olympiads, try your best to do the best you can in any Olympiads, because you don't have to be a perfect scorer to get to the international level. So do your best, and if you get to the international level, like grab the opportunity and study as hard as possible to get a medal, which most of us didn't get this time. But at the end, also really enjoy your experience, socialize with all the other participants if you get to international level, because I think Olympiads are like the only place where you can really meet people who like share your same interests. Like if you go on vacation, you wouldn't meet like a whole bunch of people who just happen to have the same interests as you. So if you get to that international level, really use the opportunity to meet people and do your best in the competition itself.
Very nice. Kailun?
Okay, I think my final thoughts are first, motivation is very important. I mean, like motivation even from yourself, from your family, from your friends, from your teacher, so you can motivate yourself to do better. And second, pertaining to the questions, I think you should also, uh, I mean, like it's not factual, but you need to know, like, for example, Chandrasekhar limit, the limit of the neutron star, like, because some of the question need you to think logically. So it's not only about the mathematics, but also some logical terms like the limits of the what is the mass. I mean, like the something like it's very important to help you think logically. For example, can it exceed the limit of the photon ring of the black hole, for example? So you need to think logically whether that the light can escape from the black hole based on your calculation. So beside things locally, and third, you should, like Benjamin said, socialize yourself. Is really important because it does motivate you for you to pursue higher education. Like instead of after the Olympiad, you're getting like no mood in there, or this is a really bad thing. So you need to maintain your motivation for you to pursue whether the next Olympiad or whether the next higher education in your life.
Okay, thank you. Very wise words. And last but not least, Jacquin?
Okay, so my final thoughts on IO is that being at this stage, right, representing the country, it will really change your life and it will change your life in a lot of ways, like how you look at your country, how you look at even your work study balance, your yeah, it will change your life in a lot of ways. I can tell you that because during that year, I'm also taking SDM, and it's a very, very hectic year. And IO really changed a lot. It makes me more disciplined. It makes me more prepared to take on greater challenges. Like I'm now also taking IOI in June, so I can say it's an even more challenging Olympiad than IO by a few orders of magnitudes. So yeah, IO is a really good stepping stone to a really bright future. And if you really know what to do and you really take control of your time, and so I think that's what I got to say.
Okay, very, very nice. So once again, Astronomical Society of Penang, thank you. Says thank you to all you special guests. Okay, Afiq, Banin, Benjamin, Kailun, Jacquin. Big congratulations again for representing the country in 2019. Congratulations, Jacquin, for bringing even the bronze medal honor for Malaysia. Thank you to all the viewers out there. And everyone who's supporting and helping. Please continue to support our Astronomical Society of Penang, and also more importantly, the education of our future generations here.
Yes.
We see how positive the impact of this event is on them right here. We can see it. It's written on their faces.
Yeah, and if the audience have like any more questions they want to ask personally, you can just ask me on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes.
I'll be very happy to reply. I think all of us are very happy to reply if you have any questions.
Okay. Yes. So
Yes.
I think you have the contacts. We can how do we reach out to you? Like if we want to send you a message or something.
I think you can just search out my name.
Can just search, okay?
Yeah, you can search out my name.
So I think that the names of the participants will be in the description below. So try to find them, look them up, and then ask questions. Okay. So thank you once again, and I wish you all a very pleasant evening. Stay safe during this pandemic era, and hope to see you all again in a not too very distant future. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Doctor.
See you in future.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.